Good day guys, Austin here, and in this quick video tutorial, troubleshooting, whatever you want to call it, we're going to be looking at the next stage of troubleshooting. Basically, you've tried everything you can in HyperLaunch in my previous videos, but it's just not playing ball. Every time you load it up, it's throwing up errors, or it's a black screen, or something's wrong. Okay? Here's another option for you, and something to take into consideration. First off, runtimes, VC redistributions, C++, DirectX, all these need to be, first of all, installed on your computer, and also they need to be updated. Now, you may think that your computer is pretty up to date, you know, you've got all your auto updates turned on and stuff like that. In a lot of cases it's not, unless you actually install them manually. Some of these systems, they don't have them, so you've got to actually go to the websites to sorry, my computer's doing stuff in the background. You got to go to the websites, you've got to actually download them manually. Sometimes you're lucky and you find you've got them already installed with previous games that you've put in and stuff like that, but you know, you have to go to these places. So first things, runtimes. Go install all the runtimes that you can, all the way from 2005. If you can find previous, then even better, install it, why not? All the way from 2005 all the way to 2015. Make sure they're all up to date, and even if you think you've got them, install them again anyway. Okay, next one, C++ or C++. I've got no idea what half of these do, to be honest. I know there's some kind of languages that your programs can use, and it uses your systems in different ways, whatever. I just know that your computer expects it. So C++, get it banged on your computer. Again, DirectX, another big one. I know that you've got, you know, the latest graphics card set up on your computer. It's all booming. You've spent $1,000 on it or something. I don't know. But you still need to have previous versions of DirectX installed. A lot of these emulators that you're running, they need to have all the way from DirectX 9 all the way to DirectX, I don't know, are we even up to 12 yet or something? But 9, 10, 11, whatever it is, you need all the DirectX installs on your computer to get everything working without errors. It also keeps it all up to date and running a lot smoother as well. Okay, and anything else that you can think of that goes along them lines, install it. Why not? Just make sure obviously it's not a Trojan and it actually corresponds with your actual system setup, which gets me on to the next point. Guys, I can teach you how to install stuff, I can help you out and get things running, but I'm not a fucking magician at the end of the day. If you've got some bang old computer, 486 from, you know, 1992, then you're not going to get Hyperspin running, and if you do get it running, you're not going to get many emulators working. You know, I can't polish a fucking turd at the end of the day, and you need to have some kind of system. Yeah, it doesn't expect much. I mean, these are retro games, but sometimes you hit upon a game, or you hit upon a system, or the emulator itself, and it just demands a little bit more. I mean, you know, you can try and download other emulators and stuff like that to work around it and things like that, but at the end of the day, if you're serious about getting things running, yes, you may have to have at least a minimum system. Now, I couldn't preach on about, you know, about what the minimum system is. You know, do some research on the Hyperspin Forums. There's lots of information that other people have written on this and stuff. I couldn't tell you. I'm no guru when it comes to setting up systems. I know my systems and I know what I like to have. I mean, to get the perfect, I mean, the sweet spot for me is you need to have, well, you don't need to have, but the sweet spot for me is now this is expensive. You do not need this to run at least what we've got running at the moment. This is for every system that you can think of, like PlayStation 2, very demanding. I've got an i5, it runs at 4.2 gigahertz. Anything over 4 gigahertz is amazing and will run anything. A lot of the emulators, they are not GPU intensive, instead they are CPU intensive, so you need a good CPU. So i5s are very good, they're very overclockable. Like I said, mine goes all the way up to, well, I can take mine further, but 4.2 is a good sweet spot for me in terms of heat and performance. You don't need to go that high unless you're going into more modern emulators, especially PlayStation 2. It rags the shit out of your computer, but I love it and it's worth it in my eyes. A GPU don't need to be that good, to be honest. You know, you can get an oldish one. I like to run in HD, so I've got a HDMI one. Mine's 670 with 2 gigs of RAM. You know, you can pick them up pretty cheap now from eBay, second-hand ones, things like that. And it's good, but you don't need to be that good. You know, emulators don't take much to run. You can get some shitty old, you know, 8800, which cost like 10 UK pounds or something nowadays on eBay. Don't get me wrong, you may find a few problems online. The good thing is, and now this is something for future-proofing your system, is if you've got an NVIDIA card and it's a 6 series or over, so in my case I've got a 670, I think it's going all the way up to 980s now, or 990s maybe even. Basically if it's over a 600 series, then you can do something what's called the NVIDIA Shield or something. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Basically, I'll load it up now for you. My apologies for kind of advertising here. Well, basically what this allows you to do is stream. So what I've got upstairs is a computer. What's it called? Is it Shield? Is that the one? Yeah, here we go. NVIDIA Shield. Basically what this allows you to do is stream from, you know, my computer down here, and I can run my entire rig. I mean, I can play any game I want upstairs on my Pi. It's loaded into my 40-inch in the bedroom, so I can play all my games with my control pad as well, upstairs in bed, running off a Pi. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, people downstairs are pissed off because if they're using the computer, it's loading the game basically. But you know, it's a very good thing. You know, future proofing. I'm just trying to give you some guidance here. It's got nothing to do with troubleshooting, but it's something to take it on board anyway. So yeah, you know, you've got your system, it's not working. Basically, I can't polish a turd. You've got to at least invest a little bit of money into actually setting up your computer. I mean, let me think. In my eyes, minimum, you're going to be looking at at least an old dual core, you know, a duo, whatever they're called nowadays. I think they're about 10 years old. Not 10 years. Yeah, maybe actually now. Time's flying by. Yeah, you need an oldish. Sorry, you need to have something that's at least a dual core. In my eyes, you probably can get it running off a Pentium 4 or something. But you're going to run into trouble when you start doing emulators that are current, because a lot of them are 64-bit based. Yeah, you can get 32-bit variants, but it gets more complicated, and at the end of the day, it's like you could probably get it all second-hand off eBay for like 50 bucks or something, and it's like, well, that's your setup. I mean, now you can get a laptop that's broken and plug that into your monitor, and you can get that for like 50 bucks, and everything's already, you know, set up for you. Nobody can see the laptop, and it's just behind your TV or something. You know, all these workarounds that you can think of to try and get it running. But you do need a minimum basis. I would say you need a 64-bit to take all the issues out. You need it at least a dual core running at least, I don't know, 2.5 gigs or something to get the basic emulators running. And you need at least a gig or two of RAM on there as well, with some kind of graphics card, whether it be on board on your motherboard or a standalone. Standalones are obviously a lot much better. But yeah, that's basically the next stage of your troubleshooting. Buy a good fucking computer. It doesn't have to be an Alienware or something costing thousands. Just spend 50 bucks on a computer, or you know, scrounge. People have got them in the fucking loft because they've upgraded, or they've got a broken computer somewhere, a laptop, and it's not being used. So yeah, something to consider anyway. Next stage of troubleshooting. Okay, there is one final stage. So if you've been following in sequence, then make sure you stay tuned for the next one, if you haven't got it working so far anyway. Okay, thanks guys, bye.